hello Americans, patriots, Christians, brothers and sisters alike. Well, the socialist nut jobs have done it again. This time in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Uber and Lyft, no thanks to the Minnesota City Council, who overturned Mayor Fry's veto. As of May 1st, both Uber and Lyft are going to leave the city of Minneapolis. Now, this is over a ordinance that has happened in Minnesota that was vetoed by Mayor Fry, to his credit, even though he's a scumbag mayor. And they overrid his veto. And basically, they wanted to put basically a minimum wage, a so-called livable wage, on independent contractors. And they are. Uber and Lyft drivers in a gig economy are independent contractors. And what they tried to do, they wanted to have these guys make a $1.40 a mile, a certain amount, I think $1 a minute waiting, and at least $5 per ride, wherever is greater. Now, Uber and Lyft, I said, you know what? It ain't worth doing business in Minneapolis anymore. We're going to leave. Now, people are mad. They're up in arms. Now, there's talk about the state legislative and Governor Walz getting involved. But if I was Governor Walz, I'd stay the hell out of it. I would have to make the city council fix their mistake. And for all you Uber and Lyft drivers out there, and I'm part of the gig economy also now, I've been for a while, you can't have it both ways. Don't tell me you like the freedom and independence of being an independent contractor and the flexibility, but expect to get paid like a W-2 employee. You can't have it both ways. And I'm dying to know what the rideshare professor, if you don't know what the rideshare professor is, he has a YouTube channel. Great. I mean, this is a self-made millionaire, and he's done it all. He's done rideshare. He has his own private business with limos and taxis and real estate. He's from South Africa, has an accent, really smart man. One of the best channels when it comes to the gig economy stuff, especially rideshare stuff. And even he, someone who's made it on his own, who used Uber and Lyft to help get him where he was, but he moved on his own, he was pushing for a lot of these drivers to organize these strikes, get together, go to City Hall, go to State Capitol, and have things changed. Well, this is the first time it's backfired on him. And I was warning him. I says, you better tread carefully on this. I know you want your drivers to be safe. I know you want your drivers to do better. But they have to go along the path that you have. And he offers courses how to get where he is. But at the same time, he has urged these people to take it to the mayor's office, take it to the governor's office, the politicians. And, well, for a while it was working, but this is the first to the face of how it's gone wrong. And I knew this was going to happen eventually. Now, if you look up quickly the amount of taxi services in the Minneapolis area, there's still plenty out there. I mean, limousines, airport services, all kinds of taxi companies on there, but they do what they would try to make Uber and Lyft do. Charge by the mile, charge for waiting time, an initial fee. So they can make, I think, what is the minimum wage in the state of Minnesota is $15.57 an hour. Well, now your livable wage as of May 1st, if the city of Minnesota, the city of Minneapolis change, is going to be $0. So you went from whatever you're making as an independent contractor to making zero. Okay, this is like these ridiculous fast food workers I keep saying, 15 an hour, 15 an hour, 15 is a livable wage. No, it's not a livable wage, and the minimum wage was not designed to be what people want it to be. Whenever the government gets involved in something they know nothing about, it blows up in their face. As we're seeing, we now have automated cashiers where you do your cashing yourself in Lowe's, Home Depot, most supermarkets, kiosk and fast food restaurants. Now we've seen a couple of almost fully automated McDonald's go up, where there's only a few guys making that 15 or whatever it is an hour in your state, where now you just order by the app, you go and pick it up, or you go to the drive-thru and pick it up. You keep pricing yourself out of business, and this is what's going to happen. Now, I don't know what you independent contractors expect. You want to have it both ways. Well, to me, you're lousy business people. That's what you are. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but you gotta call it for what it is. You're an independent contractor. You can't have it both ways. I suggest that you go work for a cab company. This is what you like doing. But if you say, well, I gotta work on their schedule then, and okay, well that's the change you're now taking now. And if you're thinking, well, I'll just go over to St. Paul next door and Uber and Lyft there. Great, but the problem is you have Uber and Lyft drivers over there already, so now you're gonna have a flood of Uber and Lyft drivers, and you're going to make even less than what you made doing both cities, because now you have a glut of drivers in one area instead of having two cities, and your tips just got smaller, your competition for rides just got a lot more hefty, and you're going to find out fast that all this mileage you put on your nice little car, because there are car standards with Uber and Lyft, they can't be no older than 15 years old, it has to have air conditioning, the paint has to be matching throughout the whole entire car. It has to have inspection. You need to have insurance. It's not quite the stringent policies of if you're working for a cab company. And cab companies usually don't keep their cars in good shape as usually individual drivers do, because it is their own car. But that's the change you take. And now it's not working out for you. They've tried this here in New York City. They tried it in other cities. They tried having strikes. Listen, I get it. You guys a long time ago were making a lot more money. But here's the thing. A long time ago, the economy was booming, and there weren't as many drivers because the economy was booming. And this goes the same thing for the food and grocery market too. I'm in that. And you cannot help to see the amount of incentives have almost disappeared to nothing. Because why? People are struggling. People need money. People are doing whatever they can. And now we have a glut of drivers for not that many orders, because people aren't ordering as much because things are tough. And the tips have gone down. And this is the result of a bad economy. So if you think government intervention is going to help you when government has given you the atmosphere you now have, there is something wrong with you. Stop turning to government. Unfortunately, right now, you're going to have to get a W-2 job, or you're going to have to cherry pick. And anyone who knows how to do basic math will tell you, whenever those incentives come up, you have to be careful of those incentives, because a lot of them are impossible to obtain. In fact, people end up losing money because they start taking terrible offers and end up making less money to get that incentive. And when you add it up later, you realize that incentive might have actually lost your money because you took too many bad offers to get that incentive. Anyone who does math will tell you, ignore the incentives. Because usually, if it's there, but the driver supply is not so bad, it's probably not going to work in your favor. Now, if there's a crazy shortage of drivers, then it can work in your favor. But right now, in this economy, the way things are going, that ain't happening. And to all your independent contractors out there, you pretty much shot yourself in the foot right now. Now you say, well, it costs this much to maintain my car, gas is expensive. Yeah, I get it. I'm in the same economy as you are. But you're going to have to cherry pick. You're going to have to use this thing in your, called a brain, and you're going to have to do your quick calculations when offers come up and say, is this worth it? Yes or no? Is that neighborhood a good neighbor to go into? If it isn't, and they got some stupid name, which you probably shouldn't take the offer. You're going to have to cherry pick, people. You're going to have to cherry pick on all the offers. I don't care if it's food deliveries, groceries, packages, medical supplies, doing ride share. You're going to have to cherry pick. And right now, Uber and Lyft hold all the power because there are drivers everywhere and not enough offers. And because your customers know there's a glut of drivers, they're not tipping as much. Plus, times are tough, so they don't want to tip as much. That's the way it is. That's the chance you take when you do this kind of work. Now, if you do this full-time as your main thing, because you like the flexibility for whatever reason you have, you may have to work longer hours to make the money you once made to pay your bills and spend less time at home with your family. Math is your friend, everyone. Math is your friend. Now, let's see. Today is April 10th. You have exactly 3 weeks, including today. You have 3 weeks, 21 days. And April 30th, you may be doing rideshare in Minneapolis for the last time. I'm hoping the Minneapolis City Council will do the right thing. Most politicians are pretty stupid. They're egotistic. They can't do math. They don't like looking bad in front of the camera, although it's too late for that most of the time. And they may double down on stupid. But you drivers, you went to them. And unfortunately, it's going to affect you more than anybody else. Because the politician, at the end of the day, is going to make the same amount of money no matter what. You as a driver, you just lost half your business. And being that the Minneapolis, St. Paul area holds half the state's population, that is a lot of money now. Comments down below. What's your opinion like to know? Like, subscribe. Tell me what you think. We'll talk to you later.